What's up, everybody? My name is Laura Cantu, and welcome to another Live Monday. Today, we are going to talk about a very important topic, something that takes years to perfect and, years to develop, and it's one of the most important processes of the college planning journey. We are talking about how to look for and afford the right college. And notice how it says the keyword is right? The right college. So what it means by this is there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to choosing a college. There's a lot of people that say, what university is better? What's the best university? Well, it's all about what's the right university for you. What's the right university for your student? And throughout this live stream, we will talk about, what should students and parents look for when creating a college list? What are the attributes that make, the right or the perfect college for a student? And I will also be sharing some tips, some tricks, as well as, some of our what some of our students are doing currently to prepare and find the perfect university for them, and you can learn what you can be doing yourself to find the right university for you. All right, so how to look for and afford the right college for you. Notice it says the right college. As I said earlier, when it comes to finding, and creating a college list, every college list is going to be different for every single student. Students are not going to have, the same colleges and should not have the same colleges in their lists because it's not about what's the best university, what has the best programs, what has been ranked the highest. Obviously, those things matter, but every student is different. And at the end of the day, finding the right college, the perfect college for you, for your student, it boils down to the student and their needs, as well as the family's financial needs. In a little bit, I will break those things and, I will explain what a student should look for when it comes to creating a college list. But I want you to remember, if you're a parent or a student watching this, that finding the right college, finding the right university, it's not about, what your fellow students are doing, classmates, what other, friends' kids are doing. It's all about the student looking at their strengths, looking at their extracurriculars, looking at what academics they want to, pursue in college, what degree they want to do, what type of opportunities, they want. Maybe a student wants to go to a school that, is near the beach or is in a city because they eventually want to live in a city one day. Or maybe a student wants to go to a school that's more in a private area, in a little city or a small town rather than a large, city in the middle of New York. So all these little details matter. So keep that in mind as we go on and as I talk about this presentation. So the first thing, is going to college worth it? Well, college is one of the biggest financial investments that you as a parent and you as a student can make. It's a big investment if, of course, hopefully we want here at Best College Aid, and as parents, you probably want to have your students go to college paying as little as possible, and trust us, that is our goal as well. But whether it is, investing, $1,000 a semester or investing, $2,000 a semester, or hopefully investing nothing because you got a full ride or you got really good financial aid packages, whatever it is, regardless of the amount of money, going to college is a great financial investment. And this is because of all of the benefits, that come from receiving a college degree, all of the long-term benefits, right? As we talked about, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, we talked more about the financials of receiving a college degree. What are some of the financial long-term benefits? What are the long-term benefits of receiving a college, graduating from college? And as we saw, a college graduate makes, a person who only graduated from high school will earn only a fraction of what a person who graduated from college will make in their lifetime. The chances of, finding a job, getting a job are going to be higher if you do receive a college degree. So there are a lot of benefits, and that's why getting a college degree is one of the biggest financial investments that a student and a parent can make. Additionally, there's other investments, it's not all about financial, that there's experiences that students that go to college, get that maybe you wouldn't get if you didn't go. For example, I went to college and I was able to study abroad in London. I spent 5 months in London. I was able to travel. I was able to study at a British university in the heart of London. And, it wasn't like a special program where it was just American students or, people from America studying in a little building. I actually went and would go to class and, interact from people, not only from London, there was other international students and, people from other parts of the UK, people from Ireland, it was amazing, Scotland, etc. So it was one of those experiences, as cliche as it might sound, that it really changes your perspective of things. It really, helps you network, because I met people while I was abroad that, I still talk to today, people that helped me while I was in London, or, when I was traveling outside of London to, tell me what places to go, give me recommendations, etc. And that was all because I went to a college, and I actually, when I was looking for universities, one of the, not requirements, but for one of the biggest selling points, I guess, of choosing the university that I chose to attend, which is Marist College, as you can see down here, was that it's one of the top, study abroad. It has one of the top study abroad programs in the country. It has really, really good study abroad programs. More than 50% of the students in the college choose to go abroad, and they do it successfully, and it's not as expensive. So that's one of the a big reason why I chose to go to Marist. So as I said, it's all about the little things, the big things when it comes to looking for colleges and choosing the right university for you. All right, so speaking of benefits, what are the benefits of going to college? So it's a great ROI, which ROI is return on investment. I'm missing a parenthesis over there. Sorry about that. More job opportunities when students go to college, when students, receive a college degree. Chances are a lot of colleges require students to either find an internship within the school, outside of the school, or they don't require it, but, they have programs, they have connections, they have, specific, workers inside the college, counselors inside the college that might work in the career office that will help students, build their resume and, kind of be set for after graduation to have a job. When I was in college, I had an internship with ESPN. My college, helped me, my Office of Career Services actually helped me find this internship. And, I learned so much. And it was one of those experiences that, it would have been harder to find this position. Not impossible, but it could have been a little harder if I didn't have those resources available to me. So that's another benefit, more job opportunities. And finally, unforgettable experiences. I mean, as I said, I went abroad. My little brother, Francisco, he's not so little. He's only a year and a half younger than me, but he's still the baby. He went to college. He went abroad as well to France. His experience studying abroad was a little different from mine, obviously, from the countries. We went to different countries. And he didn't do, I stayed at a college and I would stay at the dorms, whereas he stayed with a host family who were from, I believe, they were Peruvian, and so they spoke Spanish and French. So that's so cool because we are from Mexico and we speak Spanish. So Francisco said that it was really cool to communicate and have a little bit of home because he could speak Spanish with them and it would remind him of our family over here. And he still got to do all these things. He lived in an apartment in the middle of Paris. He traveled as well. And also when he was in college, another amazing experience that he was able to, experience in college was being part of a professional business fraternity, which is not, the same thing as, the regular frats that you see in TV or, in movies or on Bama Rush, TikTok, sorority and frats, a fraternity, a business fraternity, professional fraternities. A lot of big colleges, small colleges have it, and they can be in different within different majors, within different areas of study. Francisco's was in business because, that's what he was majoring in. I had one of my best friends in college was in a biology pre-med fraternity because she was in the pre-med bio, branch and studying that. And she was part of this fraternity. And it was really cool because, they had everything their fraternity has, like fundraisers, meetings, but they also had little happy hours with alumni who were part of that fraternity so they could network and find students that, ex-students, some alumni that could help them find a job, after they graduated and just network and find connections, right? Potential business, endeavors in the future. So all these experiences, and way more other experiences are some of the benefits of receiving a college degree. Financial benefits, higher chances of getting a job. In your lifetime, you get more money, you earn more money than a person who only graduated from high school. And, as I said, a greater ROI, return on investment. All right, so next point, how to find the right university for you. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty, into the meat and potatoes of this presentation. All right, so the first thing when creating a college list is look for colleges that meet the student's academic needs, right? You need to find if the student wants to study psychology and you're not going to apply to schools that don't have a psychology program, or that they do have a psychology program, but it was just, started and it might not be ranked as high as a different university or a different college. If the student wants to it's the same thing for any major. What does the student want to major in or minor in? If they want to do a double major, if they want to do a major and a minor, find colleges that will have these opportunities. Also, if a student is undecided, because we do get those students who are undecided, they don't know what they want to major in yet, right? Look for colleges when creating a college list that have the potential majors, right, that the student is interested in pursuing. So let's say a student is undecided, but they know that for sure it's either going to be pre-med or psychology. Make sure that the colleges that the student is applying to has both of these options, because what happens if the student goes into psychology and they realize, I actually want to switch majors, or I want to minor in this. Make sure that the colleges you're researching or your student is researching have these options, all right? Another thing is meet the students and the family's financial needs, right? Make sure that the colleges that your student is applying to, you're really doing your research and trying to find out if these colleges offer enough financial aid for the student, if they have a history of being generous, if they meet, whether they meet 100% of students' financial need, or they meet 50%, because these things matter. Because you don't want to apply to a school that, doesn't really have good endowment, right? A good endowment, which is usually where financial aid comes from. And, they're not quite as generous when it comes to financial aid and need-based aid. So you don't want, you're probably, or your student is probably not going to be receiving a lot of financial aid from that institution. And at the end of the day, you probably won't be able to go to that school because it's going to be too expensive. So you put all that effort and energy into creating a great, writing a great application, creating a great portfolio, etc. And you sent it to a school that you're probably not going to be able to go to because you can't afford it, or you might not even be able to afford it, right? Another thing to look for when creating a college list is look for schools that meet the students' extracurricular needs. This one's really important. Let's say that the student does theater, and they want to continue to do theater in college. I went to college and I actually got a scholarship for theater. My college awarded me with a theater scholarship. And when I was looking for colleges, I specifically, looked for colleges that had theater programs and that offered scholarships, because if I wanted to, if I was going to continue to do theater, why not look for opportunities that were also going to award me with financial aid and with scholarships? So I looked for colleges that had theater scholarships. I found one, and I, tried my hardest to, audition and get as many scholarships so I could continue to do these extracurriculars. So if you have something that you're passionate about, that you want to continue doing in college, whether it is a sport, maybe it might be debate, it might be theater, music, intramurals, I don't know. Just make sure that if this is something that you definitely would like to have and continue to do when you are in college, you look for colleges that have these opportunities, right? So very well. That's the first step. The things that, you should look for, a student should look for when creating a college list. Finally, make sure that when creating a college list, you are applying, or your student is applying to 8 to 12 colleges or universities, 8 to 12 schools, and to divide them between reach, target, and safety schools. You don't only apply to, imagine if you only applied, or your student only applied to one school and they get rejected, you need to have backup plans. You need to have, maybe a few options. And let's say the student gets accepted to 2 schools, but the financial aid is similar in both schools, and it's high, so you might need another option. So make sure that when creating a college list, you add, or you apply to 8 to 12 schools. All right, or your student applies to 8 to 12 schools. All right, number 2. The second tip to follow, or to, know when finding the right college for you, is visiting colleges. This is something that we recommend to all of our students. We actually have a student, Anna, who, is currently doing, or just did a few weeks ago, college tours. Her mom, she let us share these pictures with you. So we're going to share some pictures that, of her visiting Harvard, I believe it's Columbia. Why don't I share it with you? Harvard, Columbia, and MIT. That's Anna. Super excited. And look at her. She's only in middle school and she's already visiting colleges. Not only does visiting colleges help, demonstrate interest, which a lot of colleges care about. They want to accept students who are interested in that university. They want students who want to go to that school, right? So Anna is doing this amazing thing. She is visiting colleges. She is demonstrating interest, but that's not only, helping her chances of getting accepted, that is also helping her see what the colleges offer, what the campus looks like, what the vibe is, and, helping her make a decision on whether or not that college is right for her. So definitely, visiting college is super important. Try to do, if you're a parent, if you're a student, try to plan either in-person college tours, try to plan virtual tours. And a benefit of doing this is that it demonstrates interest, and it lets the college know that you're really interested in that school and that you really want to attend there. And go to the college, check it out, ask questions, do a tour, and if you can afford, or because of, the situation that's going on right now with COVID and everything, I know traveling, it's not possible for a lot of people, and, it's hard right now. There are virtual tours. A lot of colleges have adopted this, this resource, or they have created online portals for prospective students to do virtual tours. So definitely do those. You can definitely send an email asking for, to a college saying, hi, I'm really interested. Is there like a virtual tour or, a resource that I can use so that I can virtually tour this college because I'm really interested, etc. And that will help you and your family out a lot when creating a college list. All right, so finally, number 3, how to maximize the odds of receiving the most financial aid, right? When looking for colleges, it's important that students, do their research, find the right universities, create the right list. But there are other things, that have to be done along with, with doing your research and when applying to colleges. And that is, submitting the FAFSA and submitting it on time and correctly and renewing it every year after your student has been accepted to college. The FAFSA is actually a lot of people ask us this. So this is if you happen to have this question, the FAFSA has to be filled out and renewed every year until the junior year until junior year of undergrad school, unless the student is choosing or wants to go to, grad school. The FAFSA must be submitted senior year of high school, freshman year of college, sophomore year of college, and junior year of college. So it has to be renewed. And this is because, a parent's financial situation might change. So these have to be filed every year. Additionally, another thing is submitting the CSS profile, if applicable. Not all colleges require the CSS profile. A lot of them do. And this is just basically another form that some colleges, a financial aid form that some colleges require of students. And it's similar to the FAFSA. The only difference is that not all colleges require it. And for the CSS profile, I believe international students also have to submit this form. Number 3 is to apply for state aid. All of this has to be done, additionally to looking for colleges and applying for, those institutional scholarships in order to maximize the odds of receiving financial aid. So applying for state aid, a state financial aid, that is if the student is applying in state. So let's say a student wants to go to the University of Florida and they are from Florida, of course, applying for in-state aid is definitely something that we recommend because, if a student is applying in-state and trying to stay in-state, there are a lot of financial aid and scholarship opportunities for that type of student. And this works, in every in-state state college. Some private colleges, most private universities have the same tuition for in-state and out-of-state students. But some of the state aid might, work for students staying studying at a private college within their state, if that made sense. Hopefully I didn't confuse any of you. And finally, apply for private scholarships. Applying for private scholarships is something that can be done at any point. It doesn't have to be done only on the student's senior year of high school, right before going to college. Applying for private scholarships can be done. There are some private scholarships for for middle school students. There are, private scholarships for students who are already in college. So don't think that just because you're a student or you are already in college that you can't, if you're undergrad, you're a freshman in college, you can't still apply for private scholarships. There are private scholarships for everyone. There's even scholarships for grad students. So using, websites such as FastWeb, which I will share the screen and show you what this website looks like. This is just, it's called fastweb.com. And, it's a search engine, scholarship search engine, where, students can find scholarship, colleges, financial aid, and more. And all you have to do is, create an account, whether you're a parent or a student. And, this will help you set up your student profile and help you find the right colleges for you. There's other scholarship search engines. This is just the one that private scholarship search engines. FastWeb is just, one that we recommend to our students and that we happen to like a lot. So definitely make sure that you check it out and that you are doing all of these things, additionally to applying and looking for the right colleges, in order to maximize the odds of receiving the most financial aid. Don't forget to fill out the FAFSA. Don't forget to fill out financial aid forms, and do them correctly, because a little mistake could cost students a big amount of money. So make sure that students are checking that, right, and making sure that they're doing that. Alrighty, so I also wanted to let you know that, or invite you to our free webinar. I know that I just shared a lot of important information with you. This presentation, it was super informational. Today we talked about how to look for and afford the right colleges for you or your student. But additionally to this, we have a free 1 hour training called The 6 Secrets to Go to College with Scholarships. All you have to do is, here I am. Here's the live stream. Click on free webinar and you will be redirected to our free 1 hour training. How to go to the 6 steps to go to college with scholarships. I invite you to watch this. In this, training, we share how to look for scholarships and financial aid, how to make your college application stand out, how to write a great college essay, understanding the types of financial aid and scholarships available for students, and, a lot more. So make sure that you sign up for this free training because it is very, very informational. And I don't see any questions in the chat. I do want to remind you that we do go live every week here on YouTube. We do English live streams on Facebook and on YouTube are at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And then tomorrow we go live on TikTok and on Instagram. So definitely make sure that you follow us there so that you can join tomorrow's live stream at 3 p.m. Yeah, make sure that you follow us on social media. I hope that you have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, if you have any questions, let us know.